Around 11:30 a.m. on May 24th, a gunman was reported outside the school in Uvalde, Texas. Shortly after, he crashed a pickup truck in a nearby ditch. The gunman, identified as Salvador Ramos, 18, had earlier shot his grandmother in the face at her nearby home. After leaving the truck, Mr. Ramos entered the school, where he went into a pair of connected fourth grade classrooms and started shooting. The toll, 19 students and 2 teachers dead, and more than a dozen others wounded. Wow. Scores of officers from multiple agencies responded to the scene, but hesitated to confront the gunman. To the frustration of the parents who had also gathered outside, more than an hour after Mr. Ramos entered the building, Border Patrol officers stormed the classrooms and fatally shot him. Do you remember where you were that day when that Uvalde shooting happened? I remember I was listening to it in my truck on the radio. I pulled over and I began to just cry, to just weep. Felt like someone had just punched me in the stomach. I just felt sick. I cannot believe such evil is possible. Such an evil thing seems to be unimaginable to me. We were all shocked in disbelief, and our hearts went out to the victims and their families. The community of families in Uvalde, Texas will need our prayers and our support for many years to come as we ask God to bring comfort and healing to this trauma and to this tragedy. For 11 years I've hauled freight for Lowe's at NFI Lowe's account in Mount Vernon, Texas, at the Regional Distribution Center. Working for Lowe's has been a huge blessing. Not only has Lowe's Distribution Center at Mount Vernon, Texas helped feed my family, but the people there are amazing, and they're like family to me. And I know them. I've worked there for years. They're amazing people to work for. The people at all the stores I go to. And whenever there's an emergency or a hurricane or electrical outage due to snow or tornadoes, that's when Lowe's steps up and helps. And they give Lowe's Home Improvement, gives helps to communities that need things in emergencies. I have hauled water personally to areas on the coast after a hurricane when people had no running water. I have hauled water and generators many times and supplies to places when snowstorms had hit or tornadoes had hit and wiped out the electricity. I've recently hauled, and as you'll see in this video, I've recently hauled, I don't know, there were in the neighborhood of 30, 40 picnic tables, memorial stones. There were flowers and packages that were given to the family in the honor of the victims and families that were involved in the Uvalde shootings. And you'll see this in this video. Both Lowe's and NFI have big hearts. And I just want to say thank you. I'm grateful. I'm grateful to Lowe's Home Improvement for giving to those in need. I'm thankful also to my company I work for, NFI, for all the charitable work that they are involved in, which they're involved in a lot. On our trip, some of us wept, and we gathered together, and I personally heard regional managers, I personally heard people pray as we held hands and we cried. I want to thank Tracy Reed and Jared Canarium, my manager. And Tracy Reed, thanks. I want to thank all the regional managers and the Lowe's associates from San Antonio and Eagle Pass and the surrounding areas for allowing me to be part of this. A small part to give back to Lowe's. You know, one of the things that really got me is when we were in Uvalde. We went to several parks and distributed picnic tables, and on the picnic tables you'll see pictures of them. The names of the victims are on the picnic tables with a plaque, and then we took picnic tables to the schools, and they made this beautiful brick and epoxy thing for a memory. It's like a memory stone that they gave, and then before we left there were several people that gave packages to the families. But what really got me is when I was at one of the local parks, and a kid walked up to me and said, "I want to see that table. That's my friend. That's my friend's name." See, Lowe's had given a table in memory and in honor of the victim, one of the small children. You'll see pictures of them. If you drive around Uvalde, their pictures are painted on the buildings. The children's pictures are painted on the buildings. It really got to me. I began to cry. I began to weep. And that kid walked up to me in the park and said, "That's my friend. I want to sit at that table." So I just want to thank Lowe's. And I want to thank NFI for how good that you've been, not only to communities that need around the country, but you've also been good personally to my own family, and I just want to thank you all.